Good morning readers. I, Harish Boodhoo, warmly welcome you to my channel. Learn as much as possible from my handwritten articles. Open Letter to the Prime Minister. Part 25. This 1st of May 2020. We all owe workers a debt of gratitude. Irony of ironies. The Prime Minister forgot and ignored Circe Woosagaramdulam, the very one who had led Mauritius to independence but garlanded Gaitan Duval, the one created by the private sector in the 1960s. Mr. Prime Minister. First things first. It is Labour Day today. It is a public holiday in honour of workers. It is a great day for all those who work hard and sacrifice themselves for their countries and mankind. They suffer the most to make others live. They sweat buckets and drink their own tears to make others happy. Still, candle-like, they burn themselves to extinction to give light to others. And to fight and chase away darkness. Mother-like they live and breathe for others. Real manner. Well, to all workers, we just say a big thank you. The world owes you all a deep debt of gratitude. Have a great day. But then, why am I so emotionally attached to workers? Well, I am proud of my working class background, Mr. Prime Minister. I'm not ashamed to tell you that after the death of my father, my family was the poorest among the poor of the small village. No hope in hell. Hardly 2 weeks after my birth, my 28-years-old mother had to work as labourer on the nearby Bagatelle sugar estate. If not, all her 6 small children would have faced famine, and died of hunger. Every Labour Day, I think of her untold sacrifices, tears, pain and suffering, and miseries of poverty and neglect. In sum, she symbolized and still personifies the values of the working class. And that is the reason I had chosen to pray her and not God, so to speak. I had seen and known her, but not God. No surprise, workers have always been part of my life. As a Labour Party backbencher, I was the one who raised their problems at the National Assembly more than anybody else. I did not hesitate to vote against my own LP party when in year 1978 and 1979, they had increased the prices of rice and flour, the staple food of the poor. Still, I had successfully mobilized the whole country into a one-day civil disobedience when the year 1979 budget was against the workers. And then, my non-stop campaign against the sugar estate camps of the sugar barons had finally led to the liberation of the enslaved workers. No crowing. No wallowing in self-glorification. History is eyewitness. All said, a few more prime examples will not be out of place in the present historical and social context. For the years 1983, 1984 and 1985 budgets, I was in the Lakshmi Naraidu Committee to look after the best interests of workers. He cannot deny it. The press often mentioned it. From June 1982 to January 1986 till I was expelled by the then Prime Minister, Anirudh Jugnauth, I never went to any cocktail parties or dinner gatherings organized by the rich. My bodyguards and myself had meals almost every day with the poor people. And for each and every 1st of May, we spent some time in the homes of workers. The Prime Minister had his evening meal with us a few times. A last perfect example to illustrate my strong feeling of belonging to a relationship with work people. I have never worn a suit or a tie and have always lived in my village among workers. Umbilical cord tying me to them. Unbreakable. That was then and still is now. En passant, I admit my mistake of politicizing the 1st of May public meetings. However, the trade union leaders who were tearing each other and fighting to the finish among themselves could not attract their own members. It is still so today. Unfortunately. The law should be reviewed. The movement should be given its lettre de noblesse. For a small country, there are some 400 trade unions, 30 federations and 10 confederations. Some of the leaders had openly campaigned for the MSM in the last elections of November 2019. A few have been decorated by La Duet. and worse now. Some leaders who had been pensioned off are still at the head of their unions. It is high time to come to the rescue of the working class. Here is a sore point which will surely ruffle your feathers and pride, Mr. Prime Minister. No problem if you will be angry and hungry for revenge. Truth, though painful and dreadful, should be told. It was a blunder, not a simple mistake, to have forgotten Cirsi Woosagarambjulam, today 1st of May, in honor of the workers. It was the same sacrilege on 2nd of November last year at a Pravasi Ghat on the occasion of the ceremony marking the arrival of Indian immigrant laborers. You are defrauding history. It is cheap. It is despicable. It is mean. It is vulgar. Nobody can wipe out Cirsi Woosagarambjulam's contributions to liberate the workers. A painful truth. Both you and your father cannot match them. You pale into insignificance. Like Cirsi Woosagarambjulam or dislike him, history knows that he liberated the country in year 1967, plus he broke many shackles of slavery, colonialism, imperialism, ignorance, innocence, illiteracy, oppression, persecution, abuse, cruelty, injustice, tyranny, and you name it, sympathy or antipathy. History says so. Who are you to contradict, challenge or dispute history? It is very low and stupid, Mr. Prime Minister. Of course, Cirsi Woosagarambjulam had made lots of mistakes after year 1968. I was his opponent. But before year 1968, he was the hero of the working class. Adulate or hate Cirsi Woosagarambjulam, history is witness. And the irony of ironies? You did not honor Cirsi Woosagarambjulam, the one who had led Mauritius to independence. You bowed and kowtowed at the tomb of Gaetan Duval, the very one who was created by the private sector, in the 1960s, to fight against independence. You forgot that your father, the then Prime Minister, had plotted to hang Gaetan Duval in year 1989, plus been saved from the jaws of political death in year 1983 by Cirsi Woosagarambjulam and the same Gaetan Duval. And you were garlanding and crowning Cirsi Woosagarambjulam, when you were with Navin Ramjulam from year 2009 to 2011. Oh. Next part on Sunday 3rd of May. Keep reading, keep learning. Like and subscribe for more thrilling articles. Thank you for watching.